Simmers, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Pepper, and today I'm going to be showing you a base game build, and this base game build is also a starter home. So there you go. You get a double treasure of a base game and starter home. It is pretty simple. I didn't do too much with it, and the Sims that I move into this house, I decided to make sisters. And so yeah, it's a 2-sim house. It could be a 3-sim house if you wanted it to be, because I do include a double bed in one of the rooms, and then the other room has a single bed, so you'll see that. I did have a clear idea of what I wanted the front of the house to look like. I knew I wanted it to be kind of tall, with like a taller staircase going up towards the porch, so that I knew right away. I did struggle with the roof a lot. If you watch my videos, you know I hate doing roofs. I can't stand it. It's like the worst, but I pulled through. I didn't include like the whole footage of what I did with the roof, just because it would have took forever for you to see, and you would have just been bored seeing me like trying to perfect it. But to be honest with you, I don't even remember if I changed the roof of the house by the end of this build. I wouldn't be surprised if I did, but yeah, so that's what it looks like right now. I don't know if that's what it's gonna look like later. We'll find out together. But pretty much, I think I struggled a little bit with like the whole house, pretty much, just because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew what I wanted the porch to look like, but that's about it. And it's not even like that fancy of a porch to be like, I want to base a whole build around this porch. It's really not. I just like the entrance of like having to walk up a longer staircase. But that was pretty much it. And I didn't really care too much about making it fit in with the surroundings, because as you can see, that house next to it is ugly, like but ugly. So I didn't really care. And I'm also doing this project of redoing all of the houses in all of the worlds anyway. Not just redoing the houses, but actually just building houses in the empty lots too. So I'm pretty sure every simmer at some point has attempted that project. Not to say that everyone has finished that project, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have started it. So I'm going to start it again. And I did get a new computer. And the sucky thing about getting a new computer and putting your Sims on it is that it doesn't save all your games. And I'm pretty sure I could have, like saved builds from like the past and put them in the gallery and downloaded them, but what's the fun in that? What kind of content is that? That's no content. So to bring you content, I decided to just start over. And so I'm just going to be building all kinds of lots all over and sharing them with you. But here I'm doing the kitchen in the build. Oh, I did forget to mention too, I know it's a base game build and that's not a base game floor. So it did take me a minute to realize that I didn't put the right floor in. Being that it was a base game build, I did forget that for a minute when I was building, and I got a little bit excited at the flooring, and I love that flooring too. And the way that it went with those blue walls, because it has like this grayish bluish tone within the wood. So it looked really nice with it, but I had to get rid of it just because it wasn't a base game floor. It's actually from, I believe it's from Eco-Friendly. Whatever that pack is, I forget the names of the packs. I just know the themes. So if a name of a pack slips my mind when I'm trying to tell you what something's from, hopefully you just know what I'm talking about. So it's the Eco pack that other flooring was from. But yeah, so I just put a small dining area in the kitchen since it is just the two sisters. And I figure, probably they'll have friends over or whatever, but they could just eat on the couch. It's fine. They didn't need like a whole dining table. So I did keep it rather small. And then the sisters do have different personalities. I made one of them kind of like a very girly sim and, very womanly, I should say. You know, she's very into having herself done up and showing that she is, I don't want to say a diva, but like, you know, she upkeeps herself or whatever. And then the other sim, I decided to make more of a tomboy kind of sim. And so I did also put a rainbow flag in her room so that there could be kind of that gay pride in her room if that's something that you want to play with. It's definitely something that I wanted to play with in this scenario. So I did make the room kind of like that purple bed goes away. That's the room that ends up being the other sisters, but that ends up completely going away. And I can't even, like, I don't know. It's just hard. I don't like the beds in The Sims. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys like the beds in The Sims? Because I just think that there's not a lot of options. I mean, there are a lot of options, but not enough options. You know, like, I wish they would do something that we could, like, change the backboard and we could change the sheets and things like that, just so that it could be a little bit more cohesive with the stylings around it. So it's a little bit of a struggle. That's why I did change that double bed into a single bed, but also it was really girly and I didn't want that vibe. So that's that. And I do end up, oh yeah, you saw I changed the roof a little bit earlier. See, I can't stand roofing. But now I'm doing the living room area. I do change where that living room area is. Yep, there you go. I end up putting the dining where the living room was, and then I put the living room where the dining was. And I thought it was cute to kind of come into the house and see like that little nook of a living room in the front, and you'll see where I do that. But right now I'm just working on the bathroom. And it's funny because I'm always complaining about how I don't do big bathrooms, but then I always do small bathrooms, and I end up actually making that bathroom smaller, so it's funny. So that is the little nook that I was talking about. It's nothing crazy, just a couch in the corner. And I put a coat rack there just to make it look like it had a little more going on. And I do keep it rather simple because I did want to keep it within the budget, but that's a little bit hard to do sometimes, especially when it wasn't like a tiny home build or anything. I was trying to make it somewhat spacious, but I think I end up sparing like $1, and I'm sorry about that. But look, there's rocks behind the house where you can dig for stuff, and you can just get your money to go up like that, you know? And there's plenty of things around the house for you to find and sell. So that was my thinking there. I just figured, yes, it's a starter home, and yes, you're going to be left with $1 when you're done, but hey, there's still plenty of stuff around the house for you to get more money. And there's a whole lake, so you can go fishing. But yeah, so this is the older sister's room where I made it a little bit more girly. You know, there's like that kind of mauve-y purple wall, and then I figure, you know, they're two young sisters living on their own, so I did put a little bit of a beat up dresser, and I don't know, I like that it's actually like that and not like perfect looking, as far as like the actual dresser itself goes in the style that the Sims team did with it. I do like that it has those little scratches on it, and I feel like it could give for some storytelling. And then in the other room, I did make it a little bit more neutral colored, and I put a desk in there because I figure, I don't know, maybe the other sisters, she's the younger sister, so maybe she's still in school and she does her schoolwork there. And then the only colorful thing that I actually added in that room was the rainbow flag. And so you'll see me add that later. I think I put it over the desk. And then I do change up that bedroom a little bit. later on because I made the bathroom smaller, and then I also changed up the room to kind of have like just be a little different in shape because I felt like everything was very square, and I didn't want everything to be very square. And it's hard to do that because it's just easy to make rectangle and square rooms because that's just easy. But it definitely makes builds more fun and look better when the rooms aren't all square. And it makes it, I know I say interesting a lot, but that's pretty much what it is. It's interesting. And then, yeah, I like that dresser in that room too, just because the colors went really well. I don't know, with base game builds, it's a little bit harder, I feel like, to do just simple rooms, simple homes, just because, like, everything is really simple in the base game, and so I feel like it's a lot harder to make things look like they're not base game. And so I'll challenge myself for that in the future to do a kind of build that definitely doesn't look like a base game build, but is a base game build. I know people do that all the time, but I do not claim myself to be a great builder. I didn't want to say I'm not a good builder. I do think I am a good builder. Like, I can do it, but I'm not an excellent builder, Like, I don't do these amazing, like, jaw-dropping builds that other people do, and I wish I could. I'll definitely practice. It's all it really takes is just some practice, and you guys can see that journey along as I do it as well. So stick around for the ride, and maybe you'll see some surprises in store. Maybe we'll learn together. I do know a few tricks here and there. I think the biggest thing is just that I'm lazy. I don't want to do it. Like, who wants to sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours doing this stuff? I don't know why I asked that. Like, all of us, right? We would all sit there for hours and hours and do it. Some of us, even like you guys watching right now, would just sit there for hours and hours watching someone else do it. So who am I kidding? But I think it's just because once I start, I'm like super excited and I want to like do all this amazing building and I have all this stuff in my mind that I want to do. But then when I'm actually doing, like, it takes so long and it takes forever. And then by the time I'm like in the middle of the build, I just want to be done with it. Especially when the outside takes so long and the roof takes me forever. Yeah, eventually you just want to be done. So that's what I do. I go all in the beginning, and then eventually I get tired, and then I'm just like, oh, I just want this build to be done, and I just want to play in it. So sometimes I don't even play in it. Sometimes I just build it, and then like I'm so done with building, I try to play, but then I have like this amazing, beautiful story in my mind, and then I end up like not being able to really carry it out because sometimes the gameplay in The Sims 4 sucks. And I'm not the first to say it, and I definitely won't be the last to say it, but that's just the truth. Sometimes the gameplay in The Sims 4 sucks, and I do these amazing builds. Well, they're not that amazing, but I do these builds, and I have these stories in mind, and then I end up not following through with the actual story. So they're just like a family in the house that have that background story, but not like actual gameplay. But hopefully they change that up. But we are coming to the end of the build here, so if you want to download this, you can download it in the gallery for free, and my gallery name is SIMplyPepper1 or #SimplyPepper. You can find it under. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and you can also ring the bell for notifications for whenever I post in the future. But that's pretty much it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Bye!